And boom! Let's get this party started with the best foreign horror films of all time. Starting off with number 10 being the Argentinian horror film directed by Damien Ragna, and that is When Evil Lurks from 2023. Now, what a great original horror movie. Now, I watched this movie recently and it blew me away. The story's about a pair of hunters that find this morbidly obese guy confined to a bed, and they get rid of the body when they don't really understand that by getting rid of the body, it brings a curse into their life. And then everything around the main actor's life goes to shit. And people start to die, weird stuff starts to happen. But what a great movie, what a great story, and definitely a must check out. Now, check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now to number 9. This is the French horror film directed by Pascal Laugier, and that is a 2008 horror film, Martyrs. Now, I know they remade it in America, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. This is a great movie about redemption and about survival. It's about these two young girls who were abused as kids. Then they come back when they're adults and get revenge on their attackers. Whilst they're at this house, they discover this woman tied up in the basement. Then their attackers come back, and then they have to fight for survival. But a great movie, and definitely it's got a lot of genres wrapped into one. But here, check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now to number 8. This is the Spanish horror film directed by none other than Guillermo del Toro from 2001, and that is The Devil's Backbone. Now, this is such a well-written, such an original horror film that more people should check out. It's about these two kids that live at this Spanish orphanage and about a ghost that plagues this orphanage. And the two kids are haunted by the ghost there. But yeah, just an original. It's such a great story. And if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But here, first, check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now to number 7. This is the Japanese horror film directed by Hideo Nakata from 1998, and that is Ring, or Ringu. And everybody knows this movie because they remade it in America, but it's nowhere near as good as the original, the Japanese version. This is a great movie, original story, and I love the Japanese version much more than the American. And if you haven't seen the movie, or you don't know what it's about this tape that kills you in 7 days. And then the woman's son watches the tape and she has to go and find a way to stop this tape from killing her son. But it's a great, great original story. I don't know where they come up with these ideas, but here, check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now on to number 6. This is a film from my native homeland in Greece, directed by none other than Poor Things award-winning director Yorgos Lanthimos. And that is the film from 2009, and that is Dogtooth. Now, this is a messed up, but a great movie. Weird story, but overall unique, and you definitely haven't seen anything like it. The story's about these siblings that live in this house. They can't leave the house because the father tells the kids that a monster will get them if they leave the house. So they find unique ways to entertain themselves at home. And the father says, you can leave the house when your dog tooth falls out or your back teeth fall out, something like that. But anyways, it's just, yeah, a weird movie with these weird kids. The fathers are just, he's a pervert, he's an abusive father. The wife is just, yeah, so peculiar. But yeah, here, just check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now on to number 5. This is none other than the horror film from the Netherlands. This is a Dutch horror film directed by Tom Six from 2009, and this is one messed up film. This is the first film in the trilogy, in this horror trilogy, and that is The Human Centipede, the first sequence. Really, really messed up movie about this German doctor that drugs these two girls and this young Japanese guy and performs this medical procedure by cutting off the, sewing the bum of one person to another, and then the person in the middle sewing their bum to the person behind. Just a weird, messed up movie, but here, take a look at a clip from the movie. Okay, now to number 4. This is a Swedish horror film directed by Thomas Alfredson. This came out in 2008, and that is the original Let the Right One In, the vampire film about a kid that brings home blood to one of his relatives, meets a young girl in the courtyard where he lives in the apartment block in Sweden where it's snowing, and befriends her, and then she turns out to be this vampire. They remade it in America, but it's nowhere near as good as the original. But anyways, check out that clip from the movie. Now to number 3, down to the last 3. Now this is the 1999 Japanese horror film directed by Takashi Miike, and that is Audition. Now this is just a great original, just awesome horror film that if you haven't seen it, you must check it out. I definitely haven't seen a horror film like this one. It's about this lonely guy that meets this woman through this ad that he puts out there because he wants to meet a woman because he's lonely, and all these women audition for him, but he doesn't like any of them. And then this one woman, he falls in love with her, and then later down the track, she turns out to be this psycho, ties him up, tortures him. But here, check out a clip from the movie. Okay, now down to our last 2. Number 2 is none other than the Italian horror film directed by Dario Argento. This is from 1977, and that is none other than Suspiria, the original. Great, great horror film. What can I say? This film is widely known in the horror community about a young girl goes to this ballet school. She stays there. It's like a boarding school. She stays there for a semester, and while she's there, all these weird stuff starts to happen to her, and it's run by witches. People start to die around her. Just, the cinematography is beautiful. The color grading is phenomenal. The colors in this movie. But here, check out a clip from the movie. Down to our last one, our number 1 here on this list, and this is another Japanese horror film directed by Hideo Nakata, and this is from 2002, and this is the Japanese horror film Dark Water, the original. They also made this in America, nowhere near as good, the American version, to the Japanese version. The Japanese version is just so much better. What a great movie overall. It's about this mother and daughter that move into this new apartment. It's constantly raining in the movie. The ceiling in their apartment is constantly leaking, and all these weird occurrences are going on where she's living in this apartment block. The young daughter starts to see a ghost of a young girl there. And the real estate agent wasn't as honest as he should have been. But check out a clip from the movie. That's it for this video, everyone. What can I say? Check out these 10 horror movies. If you haven't, you won't be disappointed. I'm Mike Star. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in my next video. Comment me down below letting me know what your favorite foreign horror film is of all time. Subscribe if you haven't, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Mike starts signing off, saying have a good night, and I'll see you all in the next video, folks. See ya!